Today is February the 10th, 2021. This is the Service Hero Show, 365 Days of Awesome. Celebrate success through service. My name is Tamara Hunter, and I am your host. This is the show where we share inspiring stories of those that are inspiring others. So let's do this. Today we're going to have a very special show in regards to, well, something that we all love. Wink, wink. Yes, Valentine's Day is coming up. And relationships, what are they? Why do they matter? Well, we have the expert with us today, and we're going to make the case that she is not only an expert when it comes to relationships and why they matter, that she truly is a service hero. And I'm not going to be the one to introduce her. We have someone special with us. Actually, maybe even a few. So let's do this. Let's get Dr. Janice Hooker Fortman. Let's get her introduced. Let's meet her.
Hi, my name is Keith, and I'd like to introduce Dr. Janice Fortman. She is a relationship communications expert, and I want to thank her because she helped me get through 2 bouts of cancer with her devoted love and special skills. I now give you my wife, Dr. Janice Fortman.
Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It's Dr. Janice Hooker with you for another episode of Relationship Matters. I hope everyone is staying safe and staying healthy and wearing your mask. As you know, this show is about all kinds of relationships. Relationships with your personal friends, your professional colleagues, relationships. When I say relationship matters, it can even be relationship with those shoes you love, my sisters, you know, that we can't get rid of, but we can't wear. And guys, you know, that old ratty chair that you love to sit in, or that old ugly looking hat that your significant others don't like, but you just can't get rid of it. But today, we are having 2 guests on that are hilarious. And they're going to talk about the relationships they have with their craft.
Hey, Dr. J, this is your favorite comedian, Frank Townsend, and I just want to take a moment to thank you for the work you do in inspiring others. And when it comes down to it, it's really who you are. So I guess I'm saying thank you for being you. As far as being your favorite comedian, I don't really know if that's true, but we're going to go with that for today. Have a good one.
Oh, wow. Surprise.
Surprise. And so let's welcome those that are here. Yes, I mean, I wanted to really paint the picture that you have your own show on the E360 TV platform, Relationships Matter. And we have our first ambassador of the chat. We have Helene Wilson. So glad to see you. Party time. Let's rock. Absolutely. And please remember to hashtag live, hashtag replay. And thank you. We've got Ruben on station. Always love it when you show up. Patty, wonderful, sweet day to you too. And love everybody is sharing. We encourage that here. This is a bit of a party, always to honor and to highlight those that are serving others. So relationships matter.
Yes. Relationships are everything. Everything.
Well, I have to say, the reason I had to share the intro, and this was your most recent show, the one where and I love the fact that you do a separate intro for each one of the different shows, kind of like who is going to be the guest, what's it about, kind of like a little bit of a intrigue, a little bit of a nugget. Okay, stick around. You're going to want to see this. Relationship to your craft, the comedian, how important comedy can be, and that relationship to what it is that you choose to do. But when you talked about the shoes, my, it was like, okay, you got me. Even those shoes you can't wear anymore. Wink, wink.
What? And we have a relationship with them. That's the thing, and I never really thought about that. And I thought, you know what? Why can't I get rid of these shoes? Why can't I get rid of these purses? Why can't I get rid of that black? I have a black strapless leather dress that split up the side and laces up the side. Well, at one point in time, the laces were like this. Now the laces are like that. And I refuse. To get rid of that dress. And it's like, why? I love that dress. Yeah. I have a personal relationship with that dress.
And okay, so Dr. Janice Hooker Fortman, what is your doctorate in?
It's in educational leadership.
Okay.
Yes. What I did, my dissertation was on interventions for elementary school students, and as far as improving their reading and improving the relationships they had with their teachers.
And that makes a lot of sense. And so you've actually published a book for kids.
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, the book really is not for kids. It's really for teachers. It's called The Little Book of Big Behavior Interventions. And it talks about the 10 most common misbehaviors that you see in kids from preschool to about third grade, why they do it, and what to do about it before it escalates. And it's really just some common sense things. And so a lot of teachers would use it as a book they would just, put on their desk and just to know, why is this child acting out? Usually for attention.
And that makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. I want to highlight this right here. And that is, we are live on E360 TV platform. And if you haven't downloaded on your smart devices, gone to the App Store, it's free, go find the E360 TV app and download it on all of your smart devices. Then you can watch the Service Hero Show. You can watch Relationships Matter. There are so many wonderful shows on the network. And so we want to encourage you to go and do that. In fact, if you haven't done it yet, with whatever you're watching, go do it now. You can still watch the show as we're going. And we want to welcome everyone as they're coming in. Service Hero, Daniela, Roman, and they have just started with the EC360 TV platform. Emilio and Daniela, congratulations and welcome to the group. Yes,
welcome.
Free app. Yes. Yeah. And so, all right, so you got your dissertation. You went into business, speaker, keynote speaker, really getting in there, making things happen, going to corporations, going in front of different groups, very involved with international women groups and everything. And then you also write a book that has a very interesting title. Three books. The one I'm thinking about, I think you know what I mean. What is the title of the one that is so interesting? The title is, it's so great.
The Secrets to How Not to Throw Mama from the Train.
I remember the very first time I ever spoke with you on the phone, and you're talking about this book, and you're talking about why it is the secrets how not to throw mama from the train, and then really what it's all about.
It's about how to navigate the challenges in the adult daughter aging mother relationship. And I wrote this book because as I got older, I'm the only girl. I have 3 brothers. And as I got older and my mom got older, we were having all kinds of problems, in our relationship. And at one point we were, just really tight, but it just seemed that everything I said, she would misunderstand. And we just kept growing farther and farther and farther apart. And I thought it was only me. So I would complain to my girlfriends. And what happened, one day I was in a restaurant, I was talking with one of my girlfriends, and the lady sitting behind me said, I don't mean to butt in, but I have that same issue. My mom and I used to get along. We just don't get along. And so what I say is about listening to the universe. The universe, God said you need to write a book because you need to talk about what's happening with you, and maybe you can help other women. And that's what I did. I just started doing some research. I started talking to other women. And so the book is all about how I and different women, how we navigated that relationship. What I would tell women is that it's not about you, it's about your mother. You cannot change your mother, but you can change the way that you respond to challenging situations. Yeah, that's my mom. She's deceased now. She died at the age of 98. But she was in her 90s right there. She was in her 90s there. Mm-hmm.
I mean, beautiful. And what a legacy. And I remember the conversation that we did have when we were talking about it, because I'm like, this is a subject matter that many, many, many can relate to. And what I love about it too is that there's the ebb and flow, and that's where the relationships matter, because it's just like that dress that you're talking about, or the pair of shoes that Patty was talking about, her brown shoes that she just mentioned, or those like at one time, yes, the lacing was real close, and then it goes, and then it might again goes close. We might have that little ebb and flow situation. It's called life. And then the relationships that we have, And mothers and daughters, it's really interesting. In my family, there's been one girl born in each generation. And so, so I can relate with that. I was the only daughter. Now I have one daughter, 3 sons, one daughter. And one so far of my grandchildren, only one girl. And so it's been really interesting to watch this. And the relationships are different. They're different. And my mom and I, through the years, and my mom is also deceased, and really the why behind the why of why I started the nonprofit is that there were times when we were extremely close. And there were times where we were like, like it was almost like fingernails on the chalkboard kind of thing. And then it was like, okay, now we're best friends. And there was just all of this. And now that she's passed and the way that it happened and everything, like there's not a day that I don't go by and I don't wish that she was here. Yeah. However, thank goodness we were able to at least clear up some of the stuff that, not everything, but much of what we need to clear up. This message is so incredibly important. Love grows with your mother. Yeah.
And unfortunately, with my mom, because she really started suffering from dementia and on into Alzheimer's, we did not get a chance before she passed to really reconcile. But maybe about a week before she passed, she grabbed hold of my hand. And I have a picture of it where, we were holding hands. That was about a week before she passed. But the funny thing is, I had never dreamed about my mom. But one night I had this weirdest dream, and it was her. And it was like, I forgive you. I love you. I understand. And I woke up and I thought, oh my God, so it just kind of made everything just wonderful, and so that's what I remember. And now when I look back at the times when we were going boom, 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 some of it is you kind of laugh at.
Exactly.
Because in the book, there's some really funny scenarios from about me and about a lot of ladies that I interviewed.
I love it. I love it. And so now we have, this is a beautiful picture. I mean, my goodness. Now, that's you and your daughter, right?
No, I don't have a daughter.
Oh, that's not your daughter. I was thinking that was your daughter. Oh my goodness, that's a beautiful picture. Okay, well, that's a beautiful picture of a beautiful lady.
That's Yolanda Adams, and she's a famous gospel singer. I have one son.
One son.
I do not have a daughter.
Yeah. Not a daughter. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. And so, well, that really even is more interesting to me when you think about it, because now what you're doing is you're helping everyone's daughters. Maybe you didn't have a daughter, but you actually, in many ways, you can say, oh my, I don't have my own daughter. I have the world's daughters, because I'm helping them with their moms. Yes. and the, to have these relationships. And now that you have your show, oh my, I love it. We're going to talk about your show in a minute.
Okay.
However, the way that I met you originally is that you decided to jump into the contest of the next Impactor, didn't you?
Yes. That was an awesome experience.
It was. And go ahead.
Oh, and I was going to say, I didn't become the next Impactor, but you did.
Yes. I actually, I've said it all along. Even when I was running, is that, if I was to win, we all win, because I really believe that all of us came together to impact the world, and all of us together collectively in all of the separate focused areas they're all needed. And so we all are impactors, and continue to highlight each and every one that I can, because the missions are so incredibly important. We need to create a better world, and having people that are willing to put their name in the hat and say, okay, I'll do the work involved
Mm-hmm.
to make the world a better place in this area, this
Yes.
niche,
Yes.
then let's highlight that. Let's focus the light on each and every one, because that relationships to that cause, relationships to that purpose, relationships to that movement, that matters,
Yes.
right? Relationships matter. I
Yeah.
have the promo piece for those of you that may be new to the show. I want to welcome you to the Service Hero Show, where we share inspiring stories of those that are inspiring others. And both of us met in a program that is about to take place for the second season. The Next Impactor, now known as the Global Next Impactor. Let's watch this and then we're going to go forward.
We all have hopes. We all have dreams. We all have a purpose. And we all have a message. The time has come. That day is here, where a door of opportunity stands before you right now. That chance, the moment where you have the opportunity to change everything, and everything has the opportunity to change you. Sharing our messages, our stories, our gifts, our truths. Well, that is what living is truly all about. Creating legacy and crafting healing from all directions. Now is when it all comes together. Right now is when it all begins to make sense. So bring all that you have ever lived. Bring all that you are today. And bring all that you hope to ever become. Now, ask yourself, am I the world's next impactor?
I love that.
Yes. 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 And you know, the thing is, we met so many awesome people who are doing such great work, to impact the lives of men and women and children. It was an amazing experience. It really was.
Uh, Without a doubt. And so when you asked yourself, am I the next impactor? And then we had to declare in a video. And then as we kept going through, we had to really hone in, what is our platform? What is it that we want to make a difference? When you asked yourself, am I the next impactor? And then why? What do I want to bring to the world? What was your answer?
My answer, and I don't know exactly how I worded it then, but I can tell you what I believe.
Yeah.
The mother-daughter relationship affects all of our lives in every way. It affects your personal relationships. It affects your professional relationships. And it affects your relationships in ways that you probably don't even think about. That's what amazed me. Because whether you grew up with your mother,
Mhm.
whether you never knew your mother, all of that impacts the way that you relate to the world. And to me, that was amazing. And I thought, if I can impact enough women and their lives with their daughters or their moms, then I can really impact the world. I can really change relationships to positive relationships.
Mhm.
So, and I tell people, just think about it. Do you know that the relationship that you have with your mom even affects the kind of career choice you make?
Oh, that's so true. Completely.
You
I
know,
mean,
and
oh yeah.
you know, it's just the more research I did, and the more I thought, my goodness. And I thought the way it affected me, because I always felt my mother was controlling. You know, of course, I had to go back and find out how she was raised and how her mother was raised,
Right,
you
right,
know, and
right.
it kind of, you know, that generational thing. And I thought, that's why I always wanted to kind of be on my own. I didn't want a boss, you know.
Ah.
So that went way, you know what I'm saying? But I
Mhm.
never really thought about that. That's why I wanted, you know, when I first started working, what kind of office is it? If it's a two-girl office, that's it. Okay, what about my boss? Is he going to be over me all the time, or she over me all the time? Yeah, I don't want that. You know. So yeah, yeah. It affects your friends. It affects your whether or not you get married, who you marry, if you
Yeah.
have children, whether or not you have children. Just it affects everything. So think about this. I just want to say this. When you see the big football players and all that.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it? Hi,
Oh,
mom.
I know. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, that's it tickles me when I see that. Absolutely. And it's really interesting. I had never thought about it. I mean, I did, because I was second generation, and what I ended up being for 18 years, I was a headhunter recruiter, and my mom started on one side, and then she ended up going over into the corporate side, started as a recruiter and became a HR director on a regional, almost a vice president level. And I never went over to the other side. However, she only had two kids. I
Okay.
ended up being a headhunter, and my brother ended up going into law, but he went into labor law. And so, you think about it, even the son was in, we were all three triad, really, in all three areas of that scenario with anybody that understands that part of the corporate world, you'll understand what we're talking about. But
Okay.
that's not what this is all about. It is, because wow, when you think about this, and so here you are at the big event. I love this. This is so beautiful, just beautiful. And it was an incredible event at the Stan Mansion there in the greater Chicagoland area. And so incredible to have shared the experience. And we all had different nonprofits that we were working towards. And you were on Team Cheryl, and
Hmm.
yours was disabled, but not really.
Yes.
And I love the fact that in your photos you have that, so clearly, and your team that was up there, um there you are, three of your teammates with
Hmm.
your coach
Hmm.
right up there on the stage.
Hmm.
Beautiful, beautiful. So now you you have this, you you have the book now. From what I could see, it seems that was your first book that you wrote. Am
Hmm.
I correct?
Well, actually, the little book of big behavior interventions was the first book.
Okay.
So, as I call it, my mama book
Okay.
was the second book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up, because this is important here, guys. Okay, relationships matter. And as I was thinking about you as a service hero serving with this platform, you are truly an impactor, without a doubt. And also serving so many of us, and many times servant leaders will lead by example. And you have been doing that. Anybody that goes in and watches what you've been doing, and I want to recognize what's being said. My mother was my first teacher in financing, self-care, and humanity. Beautiful. And hello, Lori. So glad you're here with us. Always so much fun, gorgeous. Absolutely. Huh. I mean, she's rocking that black dress. I'm loving it. And then we've got Helene, that I am blessed to know the world has mothers, for we are all loved in every way. We see how much we have grown in us. And thank you. So true. All of us were magnificent. And I watched the whole thing cheering at home. Thank you. It was a fun night.
Yeah,
Oh, and look who's here, Lauren, who sang, the
hi, Lauren.
co-founder, and he is the one that's driving the second season that will be announced here at some point soon. Everybody be watching for that. And so, service hero, servant leader, you have a show, you have these 3 books, you have a platform, you're a keynote speaker. Okay, we have a little bit of a history lesson, though. I want to share some stuff that I discovered, guys, which was fun. It's kind of fun because when I started looking at your relationships matter, and when you brought it up with the shoes, I mean, I love that, really, and how our relationships matter. And then as I was thinking about it, I was really thinking about it, and I was thinking, we're supposed to self-love, right?
Yeah.
Also, the fact that you're sharing this message of relationships matter, well, that self-love and that relationship with yourself. And you have dug deep in that, truly have dug deep. We're going to share that right now. I have a couple clips. We're going to talk in between them, but here's one. Okay, here we go.
Hi, I'm Dr. Janice Hooker Fortman, and I'm the author of The Secrets to How Not to Throw Mama from the Train. It's a book about the relationship between adult daughters and their mothers. Come see me at the Soulful Chicago Book Fair, July 16, 2016. See you there.
Hi, we're live. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
We just had the most amazing day here in Chicago, in the Windy City. You can actually hear the wind. It is true. With Dr. Janice Hooker Fortman. Hooker Fortman. Such an elegant woman with an elegant name, and I can't get it straight. California girls. Anyways, I wanted you guys to know about her and what she's doing and what she's up to. This woman is so connected to so many different resources and has so much knowledge and is one of the most gracious, kick-ass, unbelievable women. You should hear what she's currently committed to or what she's currently working on. It's this very, very, very long list because she is committed to bringing power and peace to people. And she has such a big place in her heart for her work with women and with mother, especially mother and daughter in that relationship. And she's doing about 1 million other things. So I wanted you guys to meet her and hear about what she accomplished today and what she's actually up to. So,
hi, everyone. And you are so kind, Rose. Yes, I am Dr. Janice Hooker Fortman, and I have learned so much today from Rose, how to monetize my business. I have learned to brand myself in the correct way. I am going to change my website. I know what my unique speaking service proposition is. I am a new woman. Hi, I'm Dr. Jan Fortman, the author of the book, The Secrets to How Not to Throw Mama from the Train. It's a book about the challenging relationship between adult daughters and their moms and how to use effective communication to address those challenges. My second book is the Little Book of Big Behavior Interventions. And this book is about the most common misbehaviors of primary school children and interventions to address them. I hope to see you on July 15th, 2018 at the Soulful Chicago Book Fair. See you there.
Surprise.
Well, the relationship with ourselves, because when I was searching through this and I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, and I looked at the dates and I'm seeing a real example for all of us, inspiring stories of those that are inspiring others. And you are definitely doing that. And the fact that you have all of this out there for anybody that really wants to see, there's growth in all of that. Definitely you can see, and I know that there's others that were probably involved in helping with your transformation, and I know you've got many that have helped you in all the decisions that you're making, but you can actually physically see the difference there. Incredible.
I like to say whatever you perceive you can achieve, and you just have to kind of get up off your butt and go for it. Just go. I mean, what do you have to lose? Really?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? My grandmother's cousin, it's longevity in my family on both sides. And my grandmother's cousin was like in her 90s. And one day she sat me down. She was sitting in a rocking chair with her legs folded up under her, mind you. And she was just rocking back and forth. And she said, I've done everything I thought I wanted to do. She said, don't you get to be my age and start thinking of, wonder if I should have, what would have happened if I would have, why didn't I take that chance? Why didn't I do? She said, don't do that. Whatever you feel that you really want to do and you really want to accomplish, go for it. And I've never forgotten that.
So incredibly important. And, I have learned so much through this journey and preparing for this show. And you have truly inspired me through this. And okay, so in December, you did a show, and I'm going to share a little clip, and we're going to go from here.
Okay.
That was for your 79 young birthday this last December, right?
Yes, I made 79.
and so exciting. Can I just say, so exciting when I say that you are inspiring others and that you have all these daughters throughout the world, because right now, guys, look at this. 79 years young. And I love how you shared also with your friends, your girlfriends that have been with you for the 50 years that are, like with what goes on in that family of yours and the moisturizing that you guys use, wink, wink, because that's how, it's like, look at the beautiful city, right? And when did you start your show on E360 TV?
Actually, I started it in I think it was May of 2021. You know, I was kind of fooling
Oh,
around with it, but I
2020?
think, yeah, that was my first broadcast.
Okay, so 2020. So
What did I say?
just, yeah,
2021?
that's okay. That's okay.
2020.
So just not even a year ago. Not
Right.
even a year ago. So you were the young age of 78,
Yeah.
starting your web TV show, Relationships Matter, and it's been evolving because you were doing some on, social media. Many people were finding their way with what, crafting the look and feel of everything. And some people, but we're right now inspiring people to stop this thing going on, because we're going to talk about this
Okay.
in a moment. And that is, some people would say, oh yeah, well, wait, no, how old am I? Do I, what a wonderful video. Yes, they are. Whoever does your videos are amazing work. And beautiful. Absolutely. I love the presentation and just the whole message of it, that the relationship with our belief of what our purpose is, like when you heard that call, are you the next impactor? And you're like, yes, I am. I have an impact to make. And we can make a difference when it comes to mothers and daughters throughout the world.
Yeah.
And you were like all in, and you were somewhere in your 70s then, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's age got to do with anything?
Thank you.
Exactly. Well, that's where I'm going with this too, because I will say that, yes, hashtag relationship matters. So true, Lauren, so true. That boundaries and there's one more clip I'm going to share because you talk about it a bit. And we've got two more clips, and I think it's this one that you share.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
Our next guest is Dr. Janice Fortman. She's a corporate communication strategist who also focuses on effective communication. And I've got to have the pleasure of getting to know Dr. Janice a little bit. And she's recently celebrated a birthday, and we all get to sing to her. And she was doing really well for this entire event. But Dr. Janice, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
So tell me a little bit about what you do.
What I do is train corporations, organizations, individual people on effective communication skills.
So when you think of communication skills, where do you think that most of them have a breakdown in that?
The breakdown, you'll be surprised to hear this, it's not what they say, it's listening.
Oh.
Because when you're not listening to a person, really critical listening, you're really thinking about what your response is going to be. Therefore, you have misunderstandings, miscommunication.
Hopefully I get a pass on that, because I'm trying to think of the next question. So I have to listen with intent. But I get your point, Dr. Janice, because most people just can't wait to respond, and they don't even, they think of a response and they quit listening to whatever you're saying. Is that what you mean?
Exactly.
So how do you train people or business owners to step away from that?
Well, what I do is I go through different exercises, and I have a person to say something. As a matter of fact, I can have a whole room, have someone make a statement, and then have the other people say what they thought that person said. You'll be surprised. You get all kinds of answers. And you don't get the answer to that question, because everyone is thinking, how am I going to respond? How am I going to answer?
Yeah, I find that a lot. A lot of people will respond just to respond, but not really give you anything of value.
Exactly.
So what other communication challenges have you seen in the corporate world?
Besides listening, I've seen where people have a difficulty getting their ideas across because they don't use the correct body language, they don't use the correct vocalization, and I see that as a problem.
So how much of a percentage of communication is verbal versus nonverbal?
80% is nonverbal.
Wow, so we could just sit here if we're on cameras and just make faces at people.
Exactly.
So if I was smiling and saying, "This is the worst interview ever," people would be really confused, right?
Exactly.
That's good stuff.
Exactly.
Welcome to the Inspired to Speak show. I'm the host, James Dentley. Today I'm here with one of the top relationship, business strategists, and life coaches in America, Dr. Janice Fortman. Dr. Fortman, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dentley.
Well, tell me now, you're a relationship coach, and tell us a little bit about your story.
My story. I found out just by working in corporate America and doing business on my own that relationships were the most important things that have to do with whether or not your organization or you yourself are on the right level.
All right, well, let's go a little bit deeper. How does that work?
Your relationship affects your personal and your professional life. How you feel on the inside is how you relate to other people.
Okay, so what you're saying is that the way we treat other people has something to do with self-image.
It has everything to do with self-image. It's how you feel about yourself, how you do your self-talk. How you do your self-talk is the way that you relate to other people.
Wow. Now, you've also written a book. Well, tell us a little bit about the book. What's the title?
The title of my book is The Secrets to How Not to Throw Mama from the Train.
Oh, my goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you got to go out there and get that book. You heard it from Dr. Janice Fortman. She's a top relationship coach all throughout America. Everyone's talking about you. You've been speaking on many stages. I want to thank you for coming by the show. And look,
So you are out there, and now with your show, and we were talking about the self-talk, and also I wanted to bring these in before the show was over, in that you can address the fact that our self-talk to ourselves, and then the fact that so many times we're not listening enough to others. And so even with this whole thing, when we were talking about age and finding our passion, how can we make an impact? What is it that is our impact? Right now, we're in a unique place that is unlike any other. We can actually sit down and think about, all right, when this is all over, what is it that I want to do? And now I want to throw it out there because so many people are like, but they're putting up the boundaries. And age seems to be one that, because we have so many baby boomers out there, like, oh, well, not now. And like, that self-talk can be anything is possible. And then that listening, that 80-20 rule, doesn't that also apply to ourselves?
Yes, definitely. And I want to say a little bit about self-talk. That's something you have to, positive self-talk is something you really have to practice, because all of us, we'll do this negative self-talk. And the thing is, when we talk about listening, that self-talk, you are really listening to yourself, and it's impacting what you do, how you respond to things. If you, just like you make a mistake and, oh, I'm so stupid. Oh my God, why did I make that mistake? That's negative self-talk, but it stays in here. And so you have to turn that around. You have to turn that around. And sometimes it takes something, maybe a little chant that you have. Mine is pain body. because that's the body of pain. So when I start thinking that negative thought, I have to say to myself, pain body, pain body. That's my chant, so that I can turn it around and say, well, that was just a mistake. I am not stupid. I am not dumb. But it's a practice. It's something that you really have to practice. And as far as age is concerned, I tell I'd like to tell millennials my age, because when they start talking about, I'm 55 now. Well, these are not millennials; these are the other generation. But
Right.
but in their 20s and their 30s, and when I get 50, I'm just going to retire. And then I talked to a young lady one time, and she said, I'm 50, and I just don't know if I should really start anything. And I look at him like, girl, please, if I was 50 right now, it's never too late, people. Ladies, men, whatever it is you want to do, you do. You can do it, but you just have to have it in here. You have to talk to yourself, and you have to say to yourself, whatever it is I think I want to do, positive, that I can do it. You just go after it and commit yourself to it. Oh, that's my hubby.
Yes, and again, inspiring stories, guys, service hero, and leading the way and sharing that everything in life is so completely possible. So let's this amazing man helped start the show, Keith Fortman. He introduced you, so sweet, and such kind, loving words. And how many anniversaries have you guys celebrated together?
Just 10.
10.
So ladies, it's never too late.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody out there that the whole idea here, and that's what I think is so exciting about your story, Dr. Janice, so exciting, is that you have so many different areas when you think of the well-balanced life. When you think about, what is it that I want? How do I want to go about it? What do I want next? And I mean, there's also pictures that you go on flights to meet your goddaughter, because you have a goddaughter, to go flights, to go shopping
to Morocco.
Yes. Nice. I mean, okay, yeah, let's go on a shopping trip. And I would think, okay, meet me down at the mall or something. And that would be living large in my world, because I'd go to Costco, if not, or, wherever, big box stores. But, mall, that would be huge. That's kind of like fancy. Yet you get on a plane and you go to Morocco to go shopping with your goddaughter. Anything and all things are possible.
Yes.
And relationships to people.
Yes.
Shoes. Everything in our life, it matters.
Yes.
Because if it matters to the person that it matters, it can be a positive, though, or it could be it matters and it might be painful, right?
Yes.
And so then you have to look at it and see if maybe you can heal from it.
Yes. 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 And that takes time, and that takes practice, and that takes forgiveness. That takes forgiveness of yourself, and forgiveness for another person, someone who you think has hurt you, or just even a situation. It's that forgiveness.
Yes.
And forgiveness is you have to remember, forgiveness is for you to move forward.
Right. Very important. Purple shoes. I am dreaming. I love it. I
want to see those purple shoes.
I know, me too. I love it. And for those that have been through painful situations in their life, the forgiveness is ever so important for yourself to be able to heal from it.
Yes.
You can forgive. If it's a person, you can forgive that person, but you can make a decision to not include them in your life going forward. But you can let them go with love, right?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I'm not saying forget,
Yes.
but I'm
Right.
saying forgive, because that other person can be skipping along merrily with their life, and
Right.
forgotten all about you, and you're still harboring that.
Oh,
And all of this takes practice. I'm not saying any of this is easy. I'm not saying that being 79 and pursuing all these different goals is easy. It's something that I choose to do.
mhm.
There's a song, Living My Life Like It's Golden, and that's what I intend to do until I'm 110.
I love it. I love it. Put it out there. And that's why I showed that evolution of the 3 clips together, because it gave a clear timeline too. The middle one didn't really say when, but you can tell that it
Mhm.
was in between, and there was that conscious choice. And then, there's plenty of things involved in the practice of
Yes.
that choice. You don't just click your finger and like bewitched or your nose or something, and a website magically changes or anything. You have to make the decision, and then you have to do the work.
Yes,
However,
definitely.
you're an obvious example and a service hero to us all to see in an inspiring story, because you are inspiring so many with what you are doing, and doing it so publicly, and giving, and when you put your name in that impactor hat and said, I am an impactor, I will make a difference in our world globally when it comes to the relationships between mothers and daughters, because that will indeed change our world.
Yes,
That's
I
huge.
believe that.
I do too. I do too. I do too. As we start to close the show today, first of all, I want to say thank you for being here and being the person that you are, truly. I echo what Frank Townsend said, about thank you for being you. Thank you for being you and showing up. What would you like to leave everybody with? A nugget, something, that you would like to share?
Be authentic, be true to yourself, live your life like it's golden.
Yeah,
Go for it.
I love it. And the cat's out of the bag. Lauren said you do your videos. Wow.
Yes, I do.
I'm impressed.
And,
Woohoo!
I mean, try it.
Yeah,
Try it.
yeah.
You know,
Just try
and,
it.
and I did, and I started doing my videos. Yes, I do my promos for my show.
I love it.
You know,
Good for
with the help of
you.
my son. But yeah.
I love it. I agree, Helene. Thank you for all that showed up today, and for you, Dr. Janice Hooker Fortman. You are definitely a service hero. We've made that case today, and I want to say I appreciate the service that you give to so many, and
Thank
it
you
is
so much, and
you're
thank you
welcome.
for having me on the show. I I'm speechless, and I'm usually not.
Well, good, because that's what we
Thank you.
want, you to feel honored, and that featuring what it is that you're doing to make a difference in our world, and as we can then say thank you for you showing up in so many ways. So everybody, relationships matter on E360 TV. When does it air?
It airs every Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Central Time.
7 p.m. Central, that's 5 Pacific and 8 Eastern. Catch it, and you'll be
Catch me
glad to see it.
tomorrow night.
There you go. All right, everyone. See you on Friday. Have a wonderful day.
Bye
Bye.
bye, everybody. Stay